How's it going, YouTube? It's RJ here, and I wanted to wait until I finished watching the series before I did this video. So I finished, and I have two of the Marvel Collector Core boxes to show off. We have both the What If box and then the Shang-Chi. So I'm actually going to do this one first, just because it's the newer one, and I literally just got it in. Now, none of this is going to be a surprise to me on what's actually inside, but, I mean, it's going to be nice for people who haven't seen this yet, but these are probably still in stock for Amazon. A lot of people passed on these guys, so we can get everything out for you. We got a sticker. Then we got two pops, so I'm going to be honest, this one probably is not my favorite one. And I don't know if it's just because of the movie itself. The movie wasn't like a super spectacular, oh my god, this is a must-see for me. It was kind of just average, which it has really nice visuals. I will give it that. It does have very beautiful visuals, but other than that, it was okay. The characters were fine at best, and that's all I can really give to the movie. It was just okay. But, yeah, here's what comes in the Marvel Collector Core box. So, you have your little thing that tells you, hey, you got two pops right here. You got a decal of, what's his name, Maurice, right? The t-shirt and the pin. So, the pin is my least favorite item here because I really didn't care for the dragon at the end of the movie. I think it was kind of unnecessary, to say the least. Probably shouldn't have been a CGI fight fest at the very end. It should have been hand-to-hand, because the hand-to-hand action was actually pretty decent in there. And they kind of just scrapped it at the end and went for a glorified CGI fight. But the sticker is pretty cool. Ben Kingsley and Awkwafina actually were some of my favorite characters in there. So having him, and I think it is Maurice is the name of the creature here. I forget if it's Maurice or David. I legitimately cannot remember, but I like it. It's okay. I'm not going to put it anywhere, though, because I don't really use these decals. The t-shirt. The t-shirt is nice, though. I will be wearing these. I always get the t-shirts to add to my collection of clothing. Funko MCC boxes kind of fund my wardrobe, so that's okay with me. But yeah, this is everybody in the final act. I got Awkwafina's character, Katie, Shang-Chi, and what's her face? I don't remember the sister's name. Zhang Li. There we go. I think, is that Shang? Oh my god. How do you pronounce her name? I feel bad. But let's get into this pop first. I have no recollection if this was from the fight scene, like when she's at her fight club. I think that's where this is from. I don't remember if that's the exact outfit she wore. Like I said, I've only seen the movie once, and my memory on it is a bit hazy already, because it's, like I said, it's kind of forgettable. But here we have Shang-Chi and his outfit at the end. They're kind of just meh pops, like nothing cool really. I would have liked if it was going to be them using the actual 10 rings themselves, like Shang-Chi or his father, Wenwu, right? His dad's name's Wenwu, the Mandarin. But they don't have that. They don't have a part of, like, an effect where they're just shooting out one of the 10 rings. I think that would have been cool. But this is what it is. Now, with both boxes, I'm not going to say I didn't get my value, because it's, like I said, it's always nice to get a t-shirt. These t-shirts usually provide the most amount of utility for me. And the pops are either hit or miss, but still, you got to think about it. It's 2 pops, $10 a piece, so that's $20 plus a t-shirt. The t-shirt is more than $10. And then your stickers are kind of just throw-on items. Like these ones right here, these aren't why you get the collector core. The patch and pin combo, though, back when they were doing that, that was a reason. But I digress. All in all, if you like the t-shirt and you don't plan on getting any of the commons for this, but you want to get one of the characters, this is a fine addition. I got the Target exclusive Katie, and I got these two, and I'm pretty happy with the set at this point. I don't think I need anything else. Maybe Razor Fist, because I enjoyed that character. But onto the What If one, which I probably have a lot more to talk about than Shang-Chi, because my opinions on What If are that it was weird. It was weird, not in like, oh my god, it's a What If series. Of course it's going to be weird. Nothing's going to be making sense. But more like, it was weird that how they treated some of the characters. How it looked, honestly. So let's get into this. Let's pull everything out. And maybe I can talk about like individual characters based on the items inside of here. So same thing, decal, pin, t-shirt, and then 2 pops, which I think has been the trend lately. I think the next box, and I probably should have looked at this, the next box is going to be the Eternals. For this came in the Shang-Chi one. I'm not gonna, I probably won't pass on it, because I passed on a couple that I've regretted, like the end credit ones. So I probably won't pass on these, but if I do, I don't care about the Eternals at all, honestly. But yeah, let's get into the figures themselves. Well, the items. So you get Captain Carter's shield. That's pretty cool. T'Challa as Star-Lord. That's also pretty cool. What is this one? This is the U.S. propaganda t-shirt, right? Or, well, Britain. But join us now. It's Captain Carter riding the Hydra Stomper. I think that one's actually pretty cool. This is a really cool t-shirt. So this one I'm probably going to be wearing today, maybe. Who knows? And then your 2 pops. You have the Collector, and you have Post-Apocalyptic Black Widow. So I don't know why they did this character. Not as a pop, because I do think that her character was deserving of a pop, but more of a, why did they put it inside this when the episode didn't air, I think, until well after this box was released? That was a missight, I guess, on Funko's end, but I think maybe they were planning on releasing everything slightly in a different order, if I'm not mistaken. I think Eternals was supposed to come out a while ago, but they delayed that one, so maybe that's what's caused the issue. But I don't think something that happened in the very last 2 episodes, which is her character, I don't think that probably should have been coming out until the series finalized. The Collector, I have no idea what they did with the character and why they did this. They made some really weird choices, and all those choices were usually not good, in my opinion. The Collector, and everybody inside the Star-Lord episode was really off to me. Like, Chadwick Boseman as Star-Lord did fantastic, I think. Korath was unbearable. Honestly, I did not like Korath. Mr. Oh no, you're my best friend. Let me suck you off, basically, because you're Star-Lord. I didn't like that. And the Collector, being this super buff macho, I don't think that was the right call for him. You know, like, first of all, this dude was ripped, but I think it would have been cooler to use more of his collection to fight, because he did pull out pieces, but I'm talking more like, think technological, like Tony Stark maybe, where he's able to just pull out things, pull out weapons like that, versus being this super huge buff guy. I don't think that was the right character call for him. And his character design just looks funky like that. I don't need to see a buff Collector. And I was really happy for this, because I saw the pops before the box was announced, well, the box was actually given out. And I'm like, oh, cool, I like the Collector. I'm going to go get it, because I actually like the character inside the MCU. I don't care for this version of the Collector at all. At all. Oh, and we'll knock out Shang-Chi. Probably would have happened in canon, too. Now, Captain Carter, out of everything here represented, I like her the most, and then I'll go with Black Widow. I really like this t-shirt. This t-shirt's badass, honestly. But out of all the characters, I think, and I was talking to a friend about this, they did Black Widow justice, they did Captain Carter justice, they even did Captain Marvel justice, which is fantastic because she deserves it. She had actual personality in this series. But they kind of just trashed on every other character. Like Tony Stark, honestly, every episode he was in, he was either... let's just say the writers did not like Tony Stark at all. They also didn't like Steve Rogers' Captain America. I mean, they put him in the Hydra Stomper, and that's about it. Everything else, that's zombies. Ooh, everybody's dying and stuff. So, I don't know. They kind of underutilized a lot of characters, and they overused a lot more, in my opinion. And I also mentioned this to a friend. I see King T'Chaka in there, like, 8 different episodes, essentially. I mean, it's definitely not that much, but I know they have the character models, and I understand exactly why. If we have these character models and we spend so much on this, we might as well use them, so that way we don't have to reuse and make new ones. But it's kind of, like, off-putting when you... I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, the 3D element of the characters themselves, because I really like this art style. I think they did a fantastic job, especially of blending the 2D into the 3D. And here's just me going off on a riff. If you guys like the t-shirt and you like the Black Widow pop, and I think this pin's pretty cool. This pin's awesome. This decal's just a decal. The Collector pop is junk, in my opinion. I hate it. But still, 2 pops, t-shirt, and a pin. It's definitely worth the value. You guys are actually planning on getting it. My recommendations, if you really like this t-shirt and you really want this post-apocalyptic Black Widow, get it. But I just want to ramble about What If, because I just finished it 2-3 hours ago. I disliked Party Thor. Let's talk about that. Party Thor fucking sucked. That was the worst episode, the worst character. Chris Hemsworth did a good job. Didn't care for that at all. I also understand that a lot of these guys are not voice actors, and it comes through pretty clearly in a couple of scenes. So there is that as well. I have gripes with this show. I really love the Doctor Strange, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I binged through this in one sitting. It's something that I enjoyed doing. But that Doctor Strange episode was probably my favorite of the series, and I wish they did more like that, where it's not so quippy and like, oh, here's jokes every 10 seconds. Like the zombies one, it's definitely not the right tone for that. I don't remember if they did that much inside. Actually, I remember they did do that inside the one where all the Avengers are eliminated in, what was it, episode 2? That one had jokes that were kind of not set for the tone. And that's the big issue with this series. The tone was not very even. The jokes, I don't know if there were more than what's in a normal Marvel movie or just because it was compacted into a short episode, but I doubt it was, because going through the other Disney Plus series, they weren't like this. I didn't have this feeling where, okay, cool, we're breaking the actual tension of the film just because we want to throw jokes in there. Because that's what this felt like a lot of the time. But a bunch of the characters came back at the end. It's an anthology series, so maybe I should have started with that. It's an anthology series, and I think every episode kind of matters. I forget if anyone doesn't. I don't think anyone doesn't. So you kind of have to watch it in order, or... yeah, in order is probably the best way to do it. I can say you could probably switch around like the first 3 or 4, but the Watcher himself, which I'm glad he does have a Funko Pop, like I said, he probably would have been a cool... it would have been cool to have post-apocalyptic Black Widow with him. In my opinion, maybe instead of having this, we would have had, I don't know, Skinny Steve Rogers. I think that would have been cool as this, where it's in like the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes, where we can have the What If collector core box, so that way nothing gets spoiled. But Killmonger's a story too, and I have to rewatch this to see how I feel, because I personally think that his character is way too power hungry compared to his live action counterpart. And maybe I have to watch the Black Panther movie again. But he seemed off slightly. Like, he made like an actual villain here. The Black Panther movie, he is a villain, but he's one of those where his morals, he goes about trying to achieve the same goal as the hero, but in a much more violent way. This one, he seemed like he was directly heading for the throne. He didn't want revenge on the person who killed his father, which was kind of big on Killmonger there, where he wanted to destroy Wakanda. Here, he's like, alright, cool, I'm going to be the protector, and I'm in line to be king. So I actually thought he was going to kill King T'Chaka at the end of his episode, but he didn't. But Killmonger, the way that they wrote him makes sense for his series. I just think it's really weird. Maybe this is just with all What Ifs, and I'll probably end on this, where it's just weird to see the characters voiced by some of the same people, or they sound exactly similar, same model, same character design as the film, but their motivations are tweaked. I think it would be cool if it was, for example, like Into the Spider-Verse, where, or like the Loki series, where they're variants and they look different. None of them look different. And I think that was probably my biggest issue, is just that all the character models are the exact same, except for, I think, Black Widow, they changed up her style a lot. But everybody looks exactly the same from episode to episode, so it's hard to view them as anything other than the MCU variants. It's just them. It's just those characters. Meanwhile, if they would have altered the designs slightly, not as much as they did with the Collector, but maybe, for example, like make one of them blonde, it would have worked, in my opinion. And I think that probably would have helped me out a little bit better. And of course, you don't get the appeal of it being, okay, cool, this is the MCU, but variations in that if different decisions were made. And I get that. But I think it would have helped me, maybe. And maybe that's just me being selfish. It would have helped me to visualize these characters and not be like, okay, cool, let me compare them exactly to the MCU counterparts, because it did hurt the show a little. But all in all, I'm probably going to rewatch a couple of episodes, except for the Party Thor one. That one is literally, like, the worst I've ever seen. And I think the only reason I'd rewatch it is for the fight scene, because it looks visually beautiful, and I get to see personality in Captain Marvel. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about What If for like 20 minutes. If you guys enjoyed and want to see more content, and I haven't posted something Funko related in like months, just let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.